Hello everyone, welcome back to online lecture series on applied thermodynamics. We are continuing with our topic of properties of gases and mixtures. So first of all, we will do a quick revision of our previous topics. In our previous lecture, we studied about Dalton's law, that is, the total pressure of gas mixture is equal to the sum of partial pressure of individual component of gas. So here we took two different vessels having gas A and gas B with same volume and same temperature. So the partial pressure of first gas is PA and the partial pressure of second gas is PB. And when we put both gases together in the same volume, that is mixture of A and B, then the total pressure becomes PA plus PB at the same temperature and volume. So here we are having this in this way, and we have also generalized this for more than two gas mixtures. Okay, now the next is Gibbs-Dalton law. So actually this is the modification and further generalization of Dalton's law. In Dalton's law we were having summation of pressure, and Gibbs has modified this towards summation of internal energy, enthalpy and entropy. So here the Gibbs-Dalton law is that the internal energy, enthalpy and entropy of gas mixtures are respectively equal to sum of internal energies, enthalpies and entropies of individual components. So the same can be seen here, that M into U, that is the total internal energy, is in this way, that is the summation of all constituents, that is MAUA plus MBUB plus MCUC, in that way. And then the next is the specific heat of gas mixtures. The next topic was specific heat of gas mixtures, and we will continue from this topic again. So we will repeat that part again. So we will continue with the Gibbs-Dalton law, that here we are having M in U is equal to sigma mi ui, and we also have, this is already done, so the next is u is equal to cv into t. So we can utilize this relation into this. So here t is same in both cases, so we can say that the value of cv is equal to sigma mi upon m cvi. So the similar kind of stuff can be done for the enthalpy part. So here m h is equal to sigma m I h I. So h is equal to cp t. So we can write down over here that m cpt is equal to sigma mi cpi t. So again we can cancel t, so the value of cp is equal to sigma mi upon m into cpi. So we have obtained the values of cp and cv. So the next that we are going to do here is, I think we have done up to this in our previous lecture, and now we will have cp minus cv, that is the difference between these two. cp minus cv is equal to sigma mi upon m cpi minus sigma mi upon m cvi. Sigma mi upon m c pi minus c vi. So here we can write down further as is equal to sigma mi upon m into ri, that is the value of Cp minus Cv. Cp minus Cv, that is one more equation that we have got. So here we need to understand that instead there is one more relation that actually we have not studied, but we will accept this as of now. So here R is equal to sigma mi upon m ri. So here we can write down that Cp minus Cv is equal to R. And again the following equations will be also applied to the gas mixtures. So gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, then Cv is equal to R upon gamma minus 1, and Cp is equal to gamma R divided by gamma minus 1. So these equations will also be applied to gas mixtures. Now we will slightly take a different point of view here, that here generally it is convenient to work in moles, so we will define the molar specific heats. So they will be denoted as Cp bar and Cv bar, and we are going to discuss them in detail. So they can be expressed in this way, that is Cp bar is equal to m Cp, and Cv bar is equal to m Cv. And here we know that Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Cp bar minus Cv bar we can write down as is equal to m Cp minus m Cv. So here is equal to m into Cp minus Cv, and we can write down this as equal to m R. And instead of mr we can write down here as r0. So that is one more equation that we have obtained. And here we will discuss about internal energy U is equal to m Cv T is equal to, let's multiply and divide this equation by m. So here there are two things. First we can combine these two, and here we can combine these two. So instead of n upon m we can write down here as is equal to n, and instead of capital M Cv we can write down Cv bar upon Cv bar into T. So that is the value of capital U. Capital H is equal to n Cp bar into T. That can also be derived in the same way. Now the next is we will further focus on Gibbs-Dalton law, that is capital U is equal to sigma ui and capital H is equal to sigma hi, and here we can write down this as n Cv bar T is equal to sigma ni Cv I bar into T. So we can write down Cv bar as equal to sigma ni upon n Cvi. bar. Similarly, we can write down this here, NCP bar T is equal to sigma Ni CPi bar into T, and here Cp bar is equal to sigma Ni upon N CPi bar. So these are the last equations of this theory. Now let's copy this work into our main slides. Now our last theory of this chapter is compressibility chart. So first we will require this chart. So let's copy this chart. Okay, so we have obtained this over here. So let's also paste this into our virtual board here. So here, as you can see, if we focus on this chart, Then in this chart it can be found that we are having three properties. On x-axis we are having reduced pressure, on y-axis we are having compressibility Z, and here we are having constant reduced temperature lines. So what happens here is, generally we have the compressibility factor Z, that is Z as a function of two quantities generally, and here they are PR and TR. So here the value of Z can be, as you can see, it can be either, if we take this as a point, then it can be less than 1 or it can be greater than 1 here. So it is dependent on the pressure and temperature values. And here this chart holds true for majority of gases with accuracy within 5%. Okay, now as the reduced pressure becomes 0, there are few observations here. If the reduced pressure, that this part I am talking about, this reduced pressure, as it approaches to 0, then the compressibility factor is 1. However, generally it is less than unity here. So one observation is that as PR tends to 0, we can say that Z tends to 1. And then in the region Z less than 1, that is here in Z less than 1, that is this below part, here the intermolecular attractive forces plays a dominant role. So here the pressure exerted by the gas is less than the pressure exerted by the ideal gas. That is one thing. And when Z is greater than 1, the volume occupied by gas plays the dominant role, that is over here. That is here volume plays a major role. So here the volume occupied by actual gas is greater than that of ideal gas. So here these are the few points that are important. So apart from critical state, this chart gives us very good results. So this is all about the compressibility chart, and you can go through details by yourself also. So here this is the end of this chapter. So if we go through the topics that we discussed in this chapter, first was Avogadro's law, then the next was equation of state. We proved the ideal gas equation, that is PV is equal to MRT, and then we studied about the van der Waals equation, and here we made two corrections. First was correction for size of molecules, and second is correction for intermolecular attractions. And then the next topic was reduced properties, then law of corresponding states, Dalton's law, Gibbs-Dalton's law, and then we discussed about specific heat of gas mixture, and last topic was compressibility chart. So this is the end of this chapter, and in our next lecture we will start a new chapter. Thank you for watching this video.